welcome back to my channel. This week I attempted to film a week in the life of university. However, I haven't really done a whole lot in the last 2 days. So I'm just gonna do a little recap on Monday, which is my favorite class. It's the printing for fashion where I did the lemon design for the t-shirt, which I actually handed that assessment in the day that I went to Italy. I had to hand it in 2 weeks early so that I had it all done before I went away. And now we're starting on our next assessment, which is printing 2 meters of fabric in a floral design that we are designing. So on Monday, I spent the whole day pretty much just drawing. The lemon design I drew digitally. This time I'm going to hand draw my floral designs and then I will scan them into the computer and then make them digital. So I just spent the whole day drawing and it was super relaxing and just a really nice start to my project. I did a bit of research, so I feel like I'm on top of it with that. This weekend I'm gonna try and finish off my design so that it's all ready for printing next week. This is my work, so I'm kind of going with this almost alien-like flower. So I did a Google search of some alien flowers and they're just weird looking flowers, and I really like all of the little dots on the end of the lines, and I kind of like line drawing. So this is the style of my new print that I'm going to be doing, so I've got to work on that over the next week, but I'm really excited for it. Tuesdays are my sewing class and we've been working on different principles of a skirt. So we've worked from the absolute basics at the very beginning of the semester, from seams and how to construct different seams, darts through to waistbands, pockets and zips. And so now we've completed all of the practicing of the principles, and yesterday we worked on zips, invisible zippers to be specific. So far this morning we've been working on invisible zips and skirts. So I've put in this zip, done the darts on the back, and now I'm just about to do the darts on the front, and then we'll finish constructing the skirt. It's not actually a real skirt, it's just like the top part of a skirt for a sample, but next week we'll be actually making a skirt. And next week we will actually be doing our second assessment. We have to pick a skirt design and then we will be cutting out the pieces and making that skirt. So I'm actually really excited to start on that project. I think it's a skirt that I'll probably wear. It's like a little mini skirt. It's really cute. So hopefully I can get a nice fabric. If not, I'm definitely going to keep the pattern pieces because I will make this skirt again in the future. And then what's super exciting about this week is I actually got 2 assessment tasks back and got the results. So on Monday I got back the lemon t-shirt design and I got an HD. There was actually 2 sections to that assessment. There was assessment 1 and assessment 2, and I think I got 80 out of 100 for the first assessment, and then I got 90 out of 100 for the second assessment. So I was like so excited. This is the folio. So I had to pick a trend, go through the trend. This is all my design inspiration, my development. I digitally designed this one, so I did it in Illustrator. I do have hand-drawn versions just to test it out. I have my design mock-ups, my final design, and then I also have my technical file, which had all of my test prints, things that went wrong with it, explaining every test, trying out a different kind of paste that was actually puffy, and then we did some color swatches to explain the makeup of what I used in pigments to be able to create that, all different kinds of textures and different types of pigments. Another test which actually kind of worked out to be perfectly, my final colors and all of their recipes. And then I have a t-shirt that I printed onto that actually was a complete disaster, and I got paint on it from having paint on my sleeve. And then this was my final assessment. It's just the front piece of a t-shirt. It's not actually a t-shirt that's made up. And this is my print here. So it is my yellow lemon with puff haste so that it's kind of got texture to it, my green leaf, and then my black headphones. And then this one actually was a proper t-shirt that I think was just from Big W or something. And before I destroyed the print thing, I'd actually like to print a proper t-shirt so that it's not covered in a mistake, because what happened was I had black paint on my sleeve by accident and I brushed against it, and yeah, so I ended up with like black paint, which is really devastating. So I would like to just print a whole proper t-shirt that I can actually wear before I start on my next design. And then yesterday we got back the results for the tests that we had to do in the sewing class, where we had to answer a whole series of questions about like sewing techniques, fabrics and fibers, and the construction of different fabrics and weaves, and then also do a sewing test where we had to cut out certain pieces of fabrics and show how we could do all of the different seams and the finishes on these fabrics. And I got another HD, which I'm so excited about. I don't know what the actual mark was out of 100. It was just kind of graded in like 5 different categories, and I got an HD, so I'm really excited with my results and it makes me feel good. And it's been such a long time since I've had results from a university subject, so it's really exciting. Anyway, that brings me up to today. Today is Wednesday and I'm actually home this morning. I wasn't home yesterday morning, so I didn't even film anything. I was at dance just working on admin stuff. But today I'm home and I'm going going to do some serious cleaning. I've managed to let all the products in my bathroom kind of build up a little bit too much, and I've got some washing to put away. So I'm gonna do a little bit of cleaning motivation for you, and then we are going off to my pattern making class. It is the next day again, and I thought I was gonna film so much stuff yesterday afternoon, but honestly, it was 5 hours of me just drawing lines on paper. I didn't even really have a chance to talk to my friend. We were just there for 5 hours, just drawing and drawing and drawing. We worked on pants yesterday and created pattern blocks for pants. So I'm going to show you what I did. I just feel like that there was just not enough happening in class for me to bring out my camera and be like, now this is what I'm doing. We were concentrating so hard, and there was always so much work to do for pattern making, so it's very hard to pull out my camera and film. So this is a very odd week in the life because I'm just showing you bits and pieces from like whatever, but I'm going to show you what I worked on and kind of explain it to you. These are the pants pattern blocks. So I have skirt pattern blocks hanging in my cupboard. These are the pants version, and from these two blocks you can make any size 10 pair of pants. You just have to make some alterations, you trace them out, and you can do whatever you want. The first thing that we did yesterday was actually draw up the pattern blocks. So we had other templates to trace the cardboard ones from, but we actually used mathematical equations to create these blocks. So all pattern making is based on mathematical equations, and that is how clothes are made. So it starts out really simply with right angle lines at different points all the way down, and then you end up drawing these lines, you create other points, you draw curves, you cut bits out, and you shift things, and this is how you create pattern blocks. So this is what we started with, and then we ended up tracing onto these cardboard pieces, and then we actually did our first alterations of the block to create a pattern. I forgot, but I did actually make pattern pieces for the very plain blocks. This is like the most plain, basic fitting pair of pants there is, and I just made a pattern piece for each side, front and back. And then this one is our adding fullness using a movement method. So for this pattern piece, we had to shift all of the edges by 1.5 centimeters out. You could make it as wide as you want if you wanted really wide full pants. These pants would have elastic up in the waistband. You have to do a few extra little measurement adjustments to make sure the crotch aligns properly and fits properly, but this is kind of how we use our pattern blocks to then alter them to create pattern pieces. So if I were to then create pattern pieces on this, I would make sure I had a 1 centimeter seam allowance around all sides, the fold lines, and draw in all of the specs to go with it. So this would create a very full, almost like pajama pant type of pant, if you can imagine, with an elastic waist. So that's what this pattern piece would create. We get lots of diagrams that help guide us in making the changes. As I mentioned earlier, I had skirt blocks. These are a front and a back piece to create pretty much any kind of skirt you want. And as I said, we did skirts first, and now we've just gotten our pants version, and so now we're going to be doing all kinds of different pants. Anyway, that is my life this week and all the things that I have gotten up to at uni, all the projects that I'm currently working on. Do let me know if you guys would like me to keep you updated with the things I'm working on. I know it's not like a proper vlog week in the life, but it's, you know, I'm explaining the things that I'm doing and kind of showing you what I've been up to. It's been so much fun and I'm really enjoying it, but it's just not so pull my camera out, I'm at uni, let's do this, let's do this, let's do this, because we're just concentrating so much for pretty much the whole time. So yeah, if you would like to stay updated with the things that I'm working on, please let me know. Hope you've enjoyed. Up the top here you can check out my last video. Down the bottom I'll leave a link to another one of my videos, and I'll see you in the next one.